Blue Ox Productions presents 2014 Ural Sidecar Wheel Spacer. Well, if you ever take your sidecar wheel off on a two-wheel drive model only, there's a spacer that sits inside the hub, and I'll show you on the video here exactly where it sits. Now, my 2006 models, these were wear items. Don't know exactly how much, depends on how much use and stuff like that, but they used to, a groove used to wear in them and you had to replace them. Well, I got my 2014 model, and the one on the left that came with the rig. This is one, I'm not exactly sure what it's machined out of, but my good friend Gobium made it and sent it to me. Well, what I was going to do was, I'm at 36,000 kilometers, somewhere in there like that. I was going to change this out, thinking it was a wear item. So he sent me one, and I think it's supposed to be a little bit more hardened. But I pulled mine out, and lo and behold, there is no groove war in it. As a matter of fact, it's in excellent shape. 30-some thousand kilometers, 3 years on it. Before, when it would wear, you would see a noticeable groove wear right down on the face of one side of it. So I checked the thickness of this, and I got about 3.8. I measured the one Gobium gave me, and it's just a smidge, 3.9, so it's 0.1 millimeter thicker. It's not a big deal. So I don't know if they've changed the metal they've made them out of, but this one seems to be in really good shape. So I'm going to hang on to the one that Gobium gave me and use that as my spare, and I'm going to put this one back in the sidecar because everything lines back up, and I'm going to show you now where this goes on the sidecar. Okay, so this spacer, normally when you pull the sidecar wheel off, this spacer will be sitting inside this groove, and sometimes it's hard to see in there, or you could miss it. Now, every once in a while you might pull your wheel off and it might stick to the hub of the back side of the wheel and you might miss it, but more than likely it's sitting inside there. So I'll pull it off, check it. I'm going to put some grease in there, pack that up with the grease a little bit, grease my splines, and put my sidecar wheel on. So here you see it slips over the shaft, and it'll slide right inside that hub. And what that spacer does is it keeps the wheel in correct space in relation to the splined hub, and where when you put your nut on, the wheel stays snug. You don't have to tighten your nut up too much, and then you can put your cotter pin in there. So if you have an older two-wheel drive model, what happens is a groove again wears in this, and then your wheel becomes loose and wobbly. But this is a 2014. This is the stock spacer that came with it. Again, 3 years old, over 35,000 kilometers, and this spacer is still in excellent shape.